What If Season 1 concluded last night on Disney Plus, so today I thought it was time for me to stop and review Season 1 of What If. Please note that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My name is SDubNation, and you are free to comment down below your very own opinion on What If Season 1 as a whole or on the finale. What's your favorite episode? Comment all of that down below. Please don't forget to check out that playlist up above for everything Marvel related that I have on my channel. And also don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now. Please note that the first half of this video is going to be a recap of the finale, and then the last half of this video is going to be a review of the entire season. Spoiler filled. Comment down below as many spoilers as you want, what you thought of the series and all that fun stuff. With that being said, let's move right into our episode breakdown. So we kick off the episode to an homage to Winter Soldier, which I especially love because Winter Soldier is my second favorite MCU film, showing that Black Widow, Natasha, is just charismatic with everyone, and she's charismatic with any Captain America. It doesn't matter, Captain Carter, Captain America, it's Steve Rogers, it does not matter. And I just think that Lake Bell is incredible in the role of Natasha Romanoff. I just think that she plays this character so well in voice, and I would love to see even more voice actors come into the roles of these characters instead of the MCU actors, even though I do love that novelty of there. But continuing on with the breakdown, from here we see each of the previous realities, including Gamora and Tony, which we did not get to see this season, but we will get to see that episode next season. And they are all chosen to help in the fight against Ultron. And I think that this was very rushed. I think that this part was very rushed, mainly because of the fact that I don't care about this team coming together. Like, I just did not care about this team coming together. I care about these characters. I like the characters individually in their own episodes, except for Thor. But I do believe that them coming together, I give or take, I could live without it. But the team meets up, and the Watcher and Doctor Strange Supreme gives them the breakdown on these stones and Ultron and what's going on here. And also, going back to the part about me not liking Thor, is it weird that I'm not the biggest fan of Thor in this series? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people share my exact same opinion. I am not the biggest fan of Thor inside of this series. But Captain Carter comes up with the plan to give the stones to Gamora so then she's able to crush them. Obviously, this has something to do with her episode that we did not get to see inside of this season, which we will get to see next season. Now, during a toast that Doctor Strange hosted, Thor causes attention to them and Ultron finds them. So here we get our first battle with Ultron versus the Guardians of the Multiverse. I think it was a very cool thing that T'Challa did, taking it back to the second episode where he played Sticky Fingers and he was able to steal the Soul Stone from Ultron. So in order to escape, we have to go back to the previous episode's reality with Hawkeye and Black Widow in order to meet up with that version of Widow, and Ultron shortly follows after that. So then the fight for the Soul Stone ensues, and just like how our first fight was, we get some very interesting team-ups in there. Doctor Strange gave everyone power-ups so they can't die to whatever Ultron throws at them. Now, this episode is titled The Watcher Gets Involved, but he doesn't really get involved that much. All he does is just bring them together and interferes in the end, which I will get to later. But like I said, I love the team ups inside of here. We have some very awesome ones with Doctor Strange and making multiple Mjolnirs. And then we also have Widow and Captain Carter using their respective shields. Awesome Doctor Strange demon comes out. I just feel like this final battle has all of the flashy elements that you expect of the MCU. After this, Gamora successfully kills Ultron. But it's never that easy. She kills him by taking out the Soul Stones out of his body. Since this device that she has to extract the Soul Stones and crush them is from her episode, we don't know that it only works on her reality, on her universe. So when they try to kill Ultron, it doesn't work because we're not in her universe, we're not in her reality. So then we have the circle shot, very reminiscent of the Avengers, obviously classic. And then after this, Widow finds the Zola arrow from the last episode, and with an assist from Captain Carter, she was able to shoot the arrow into Ultron's eye and was able to download Zola's matrix into Ultron's mainframe. After the virus sets, Killmonger takes the stones from Ultron and tries to convince the team to use them. Obviously, he wants to use them for his own personal gain. What this series showed us is that Killmonger is always going to be a villain, okay? Killmonger was a villain inside of Black Panther, but you felt sympathetic for him. In this series, they doubled down on the fact that, oh, yeah, you can feel sympathetic for him, but he's still a villain through and through. He kills people. He scars himself for killing people. This man is a psychopath. And his plan fails to the point where Killmonger and Zola starts to fight over the stones. We then learn that the goal was never for the Guardians of the Multiverse to win, but for the stones to be separated from Ultron. So with them being separated from Ultron, with Killmonger and Arnim Zola fighting over them, Strange was able to trap them into a pocket dimension where he now has to watch over them for eternity, and that's basically his sacrifice. The Watcher even confirms to Strange that he's seen the future, he's seen the past, and he knew how all of this was going to play out anyway. After this, the Watcher sends everyone back to their respective realities and does something nice for the Widow from episode 8, where he sends her to the reality where all of the Avengers gets killed by Pym, and they are now getting invaded by Loki and Asgard. So then we see Avengers, Captain America, and Captain Marvel just smashing through Asgardian ships and armies. And I thought that was all pretty cool. And Widow joins them in the fight because the Watcher, he does something nice for this Widow since her reality is basically doomed and she's the last person on that planet. So yeah, I think it was a good idea for her to go inside of that world. After this, we have a monologue by the Watcher. We have a monologue by the Watcher. You know how the Watcher is. You know how his dialogue is. I don't really need to go too much into that. So then next we move into the mid-credit scene that teases Steve's return inside of Season 2. I guess in like the Hydra Stomper, Steve is inside of it. Maybe he's turning into like the Winter Soldier or something like that. I heard my friend say something like that. I don't think that. I definitely believe that he's probably just frozen in there, and they're probably going to get him out for Season 2. But I cannot wait for Season 2. Comment down below, guys. What did you think of the Season 1 finale for What If? But with our rant down, let's move right into the good of our Season 1 review. And the good thing that comes to mind here is that this is the first MCU animated series, and sure, it's a creative one. The novelty of mixing up the different stories inside of the MCU and showing us that in any other reality, in any other timeline, all of these different universes, in any other butterfly effect. Captain Carter not going up there into the balcony, T'Challa getting abducted by Yondu, the Earth's Mightiest Heroes getting killed by Hank Pym. All of that shows that if it went any other way than how it did in our sacred timeline, we would just be effed. Like, everything in the world would just be effed. Doctor Strange losing his heart instead of his hands, effed. Marvel zombies, effed. Everything is just effed. I also appreciate the fact that we move into more mature and darker stories, like the Doctor Strange episode and the murder mystery one, like I said, with Hank Pym. And I definitely believe that if the movies kind of went in this direction more, in one or two stories, I'm not saying that they have to go full rated R, I'm not saying that they have to go dark every movie, but I definitely believe that if they would go a little bit darker in 1 to 2 of their movies, I think I would be okay with that. Also, the show feels very comic book like. I love the fact that we actually have an actual guide inside of the Watcher, and we're getting to know the Watcher a little bit more, and then we see him getting closer and closer in every episode, and then he finally interferes in the last episode. So I love the fact that it feels like a comic book come to life, and also them getting the MCU voice actors in there, like I said, makes the novelty a whole lot better. The animation is also very dynamic, and it seems very 3D, but with a 2D outline that I just found fascinating. The enjoyability factor of each episode and the fact that it's not canon made the week-to-week watch so much fun. But that brings us to our mixed aspect. So with that being said, let's move right into our mixed. The mixed thing that comes to mind here is that because of the series not being canon, you do not have to watch What If at all. And I know to some people they want to say, oh, it was confirmed by the head writer that it was canon. It's not canon. Kevin Feige didn't say it was canon. Every time he talks about what if, it's not canon. It has nothing to do with the rest of the MCU. And that's why I have it in the mixed category here, because that's not a bad thing. That's not a good thing. It's just something that people need to know, is that the fact that you do not have to watch What If. It is not required for you to watch What If to understand anything else inside of the MCU, because it's his own thing. And that's why I like it so much, because we get to have stories like the Doctor Strange episode, or if Killmonger saved Tony Stark. But the pacing in some of the episodes are a little bit weird, because of the fact that we are having 32-minute episodes and trying to squeeze like 2 hours worth of film inside of that episode. You know, it moves a little bit fast. The story of each episode moves very fast, and also the dialogue feels very choppy. In some instances, in some episodes, I definitely realized that in the first episode. So look out for that. The animation does deserve some time to get used to, because it is so different. And while it looks very expensive and also very creative, in some scenes and some episodes, the animation looks very bouncy and very bland, and some of the character mouths do not look that great. I saw that especially inside of the Killmonger episode. I wasn't looking for negatives in each of the episodes. There were just some things that I picked up. With that being said, let's move right into the bad. And the bad thing that comes to mind here is that the episodes have some tonal issues. Like the zombies one, okay, all of your friends died. You had to kill some of your friends. We're making jokes 24/7. We're making jokes 24/7 inside of this episode. And I really did enjoy that episode. I don't hate it as much as my friends do, but I definitely believe that there is some tonal issues inside of that episode. The Party Thor episode, I understand what they were going for. I understand it is like a, you know, it's like a high school party type of thing, and you have to clean up before your mom gets there. Then again, I found it to be very enjoyable, but it lacked any substance for me. And that's another thing. On the Met episodes like that Party Thor episode, you don't feel anything. So to most people who just started watching the series, to most people who got to like the zombie episode and just tapped out, I don't blame you, because the whole entire series just feels skippable up to that point, because a lot of people feel as though they don't have to watch it because it's not connected to the MCU, and a lot of people feel as though they have to watch it because it might be connected to the MCU. I just feel like it should be a middle point in there. I am in that middle point because I want to watch the series because it's an interesting concept, and I've been excited for the series for years now. But just overall, I can even agree, the episodes do feel skippable. In conclusion, What If to me was an enjoyable series that was made to be fun MCU Elseworlds entertainment for fans. So many episodes I actually really loved. There are some episodes that not so much. But the novelty of the series as a whole was the best part of it week to week. But I definitely believe that if you were not interested in the series before, you're probably not going to enjoy it that much, because of the fact that it's not canon, and also the fact that most of the episodes just feel like throwaway episodes and feel very skippable. You don't really feel anything. They don't have substance to them. Some of them have tonal issues. I get that. But for me, I think What If is a B and an 8.6 out of 10. And I say it's not required, so you can maybe check it out. But like I said, a lot of people are not going to check it out because it's not canon. But me personally, I can't wait for season 2. Alright guys, that was it for the review / rant. Please know that everything that I did say in this video is just my very own opinion, and you're free to comment down below. What did you think of the What If finale, and also what did you think of the season as a whole? Comment down below if you're excited for season 2 or not. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now, and also don't forget to check out that Marvel playlist. That link is always in the description. With that being said, like, comment, and subscribe guys, and I will see you all next time. Peace.